Afterward. 6 years after our police escort out of Hemet on that deserted I-10 freeway, there's not a day goes by that I don't think of my old hometown or ask God's forgiveness for the pain I caused there. And that includes the shit I did but can't remember. As for the people I left behind, well, thanks to WITSEC, I've lost touch with most of them. Occasionally I'll speak to John Carr. He and Kaz are still busting motorcycle outlaws for the ATF. But my old friend Detective Duffy is gone. A few years back, Kevin checked into a Motel 6 and shot himself. ATF Special Agent Jeff Ryan was another casualty of the profession, committing suicide in 2011. Charles, aka Quick Draw, got a taste for life undercover and continued working as an informant for hire. Bubba, the biker cop with the LA County Sheriff's Department, retired after 28 years on the job and went back to the real world. Old Joe, well, John Carr kept his promise, taking my buddy under ATF's wing and relocating him to a safe place. Jenna relapsed into heroin a few months after entering federal protection, told me she'd fallen out of love, and went to work as a stripper. Took a few years, but once she climbed down off that pole, she went back to school, found a job in a professional field, and was eventually reunited with Sierra. And the Vagos, contrary to claims that the club had been dismantled following Operation 22 Green, the nation is thriving, by some accounts nearly doubling in size since the takedown in 2006. Vagos chapters are now found in Hawaii, Canada, Mexico, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and on the far side of the world in New Zealand and Japan. And yes, there's even a chapter back in Hemet. I'll let someone else handle that one. Rhino, the former International Sergeant at Arms, was charged with murder in the execution of Shorty DeSauces and is serving 75 years to life in state prison. His accomplice, Kilo, is doing 50. Twist, foreman from the Vacaville chapter who murdered Little Jimmy in that botched robbery in Lucerne Valley, got life behind bars after his partner in crime, Victorville VP Ryan Matterson, testified against him. So much for the brotherly love. Terry the Tramp, the god of the Green Nation, was ousted as the Vagos international president in 2010, but not before the man had squandered over $1 million of the club's money. When the feds finally busted Tramp and sent him to prison for failure to pay taxes on all that loot, there was a measly $65 left in the account. Almost every cent had gone to the mortgage, the utilities, and the casinos. Big Roy did his time in prison, then got the hell out of Dodge, with 2 felony strikes against him and one more triggering an automatic 25 to life sentence. He booked for Hawaii, where he and his wife opened the latest incarnation of the Lady Luck. Roy's good old pal, Todd, wasn't so fortunate. The outlaw life finally caught up with Big Todd in August of 2010, when 3 members of the Brotherhood Motorcycle Club ambushed him in Via Vista and put a bullet in his head. And what of those other Vagos I helped put behind bars? Except for Jack Fight, who died in the county jail, every one of those boys is back on the street. Me, I'm serving a life sentence. I'll be watching my back until that day I die. George Rowe, somewhere in USA.